Hello everyone. Welcome to MRSight, ratio-weighted, complete, and visibility graphs for MRS data visualization and assessment. Visibility graphs connect nodes that can see each other to reveal hidden patterns in series signals. So, how can we further express the visibility between metabolites? MRSight transforms metabolites into graph nodes of different colors. Metabolite ratios are shown as graph edges with visual encoding. Thickness and transparency correspond to ratio values. Arrows show ratio direction. Either it's MP over PCR or PCR over MP, for instance. Now we can visually compare ratio values. Now, ready to dive into graph networks? Let's start with the natural visibility graph. Here, edges exist if there's a direct line of sight, peak to peak, between metabolites. Next is the horizontal visibility graph, where edges exist only if there's a horizontal line of sight between metabolites. Lastly is the complete metabolite graph. Here, edges exist for every combination by default to assess all relationships. MRSight has numerous interactive features that facilitate MRS data exploration. You can hover over an edge to show its direction and exact value. You can also click on it to flip its direction. For instance, PCR over MP becomes MP over PCR, and subsequently, its weight becomes the reciprocal. You can, as well, declutter the view by toggling specific edges' transparency. Simply double-click on it. You can also grasp information about a specific metabolite. Just hover over any metabolite to show its intensity value, ratio to PCR, and graph local features, which we'll explain later. If you want to analyze a specific metabolite, just double-click on it to enable focus mode, where you only see edges associated with this specific metabolite for a clearer view. Subject comparison. When in focus mode, you can add a subject to compare with side by side visually and see insights on both subjects of interest. Graph features. Numerous graph features are calculated through the Brain Connectivity Toolbox. There are both local and global features. Of course, each graph type offers new feature values, which provides a thorough quantitative analysis of the MRS spectrum. Ready to analyze some MRS data? On the left is the controls panel. Here, you can select a primary subject and, if needed, enable a comparison subject. Choose the graph type. Pick which metabolites to display. Enable metadata view to see node details like intensity, PCR ratio, and network features. View global graph metrics in the text box below. On the right are the visualizations. Hovering reveals exact ratios. Single-click flips an edge. Double-click toggles visibility. Let's see how MRSight can be used in practice. We'll begin by loading the desired subject for analysis. On the graph, notice that some edges are thicker than others. A thicker edge means that the ratio between the two metabolites it connects is much larger. If I want the exact value, I can simply hover over the edge. And if I'd like to see its reciprocal, I can just click on it. Next, I can add whichever metabolites are of interest. To focus on a single metabolite for a clearer view, I just double-click on its node. Likewise, I can double-click on edges to hide them and remove any visual clutter. For a deeper look, I can enable the node's metadata. This displays key quantitative features for each metabolite. Let's now compare subjects by entering focus mode with comparison enabled. Here, I can compare both their ratios visually. I can also view the node's features directly, making it easy to understand differences between the two subjects quantitatively. Other graph types are also provided. In the natural visibility graph, nodes connect only if there's a direct line of sight. This offers a different way to visualize relationships. While in horizontal visibility graph, where nodes connect if there's a horizontal line of sight. In other words, the metabolites in between must be smaller than both connecting metabolites. Thank you so much for your precious time.